The myth of virtue and vice, and the Greek names vice is kaikia, virtue is arete. The fantastic myth of Prodicus, as saved by Xenophon in his memoirs. When Hercules was still at the young age of only 18, he lived in Kithaeron, having Linus as his teacher. So there, during a difficult moment in his life, he had made the decision to follow instead of the sad and long road of vice, the painful and long road of virtue. So let's follow the relevant and highly illustrative myth of Prodicus, which Xenophon saved for us in his memoirs, B 1.21. One day when Hercules was away from his father's flock and herdsmen, he sat down in a lonely place and began to think and wonder about what path he should follow in life. Arete here is on the left and vice is on the right. Then he saw two very tall women appear and walk towards him with a completely different appearance, movements, and behavior. One woman behaved very modestly. She was very clean and dressed in simple, beautiful clothes. Her movement and posture were simple, and her gaze was serious and modest. The other woman was obese and flamboyant. She wore luxurious and expensive clothes, but they were inelegant and chosen without any taste. Her gaze was defiant. She observed everything around her in an imprudent manner, while her face was very heavily made up. Furthermore, she hastened her steps so that she would be the first to be in front of the young Hercules, and as soon as she approached him, she said with these words to him, "I see, Hercules, that what you are thinking is what could be the best way of life for you. So I have to tell you that if you decide to follow me, you will spend a very beautiful life without making any special effort. Whatever it is that you desire, you could very easily grab it from others and try not to get it by your own personal work. What I can offer you is the easy enjoyment of all your senses, and you will live only to enjoy." When Hercules heard all the tempting proposals of this woman, he asked her, "And what is your name?" She answered him, "My friends call me blessed, but my enemies call me vice, evil." Meanwhile, the second tall woman arrived, who in turn said to the adolescent Hercules, "And I come to speak to you because I know your parents and your ancestors, and I have learned the way you were brought up. All this gives me hope that you will follow me. But I will not try to deceive you, nor will I promise you pleasures without effort and without your personal effort. What I can do is to present you life as the gods made it. That is, you should treat and benefit your friends if you want them to love you. You have to work and toil for your country if you want the people of your country to progress." He also immediately silenced the still present evil, vice that is, when she attempted to interrupt her with the foolish remark, "You see how difficult and laborious labors this woman proposes to you, my dear Hercules." This second woman, however, spoke so eloquently and persuasively that Hercules recognized in her face virtue. And although the path she proposed to him was particularly difficult, he decided to follow it. So he began to fight against human evils and against the monsters and beasts that lurk in the soul of every human without exception, to show his fellows the decision they will have to make if they want to live a life with principles and ideals, and to finally become people worthy of their name. The moral lesson of this amazing myth, which through Hercules reaches up to our days, is that at every moment of our life, no matter how great are the difficulties of all kinds that may be overwhelming us, we must do is to imitate the example of Hercules. Hercules is the eternal model of the man who has learned to give and win battles and struggle in his life, because he has as his fundamental motivation to surpass himself every day in terms of virtue, even when everyone beside him may fight him mercilessly and cannot understand his true motives. In fact, at this crossroads of virtue and vice, we find ourselves every day in every important decision we are called to make in our lives. So let's all think. Let us isolate ourselves for a while from the noisy everyday life, and let us reflect, just like Hercules. What path will we choose to solve our next problem? The difficult and rough road that leads to virtue, or the easy and pleasant road that inevitably does lead to evil? And of course, that is also the teaching of our Lord Jesus Christ. I wish you all a very happy, Merry Christmas. Love and health and prosperity to all you and all of your loved ones. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support, and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.